Whenever gets her needles in. But as you can see, Ju just really wants to get this wave into an okay position. The exhaust goes down, and this is what I was saying. Ju, no ghost. Will need to flash. It was a decent flash. Been a bad buy in the history of League of Legends. The equalizer is going to come on through here for Kingen, who's walking in odd direction. The needlework comes on through, and Doran,
Faker and Ona say, you know what? We'll take a free kill.
Yeah, they're going to look for it as Gideon wants to come on over, but unfortunately the monkey
in these 2v2s, whereas you can just keep pumping damage.
Faker coming on over here as Gideon does smite, even though it's on 48 health. There's the exhaust down onto Calyx. Cyclone comes on through though as Doran. I know you're really strong, but you're not.
Is in a lot of trouble.
Okay, this is feeling less legendy as he does get a phenomenal spell shield. It's just probably not going to be enough as the ignite is ticking down. One last tick, not going to be enough.
So
and he just
5 HP.
There we
5
go.
HP.
Calculated. This is legendary. Sneaky Monkey comes out of the brush, and they are all inside the circle.
Plate. And that's, oh, they actually might find him.
Yeah, Lehens is coming down here as Faker can just walk into the Realm Warp, but he was right on top of Lehens. Lehens finds the ulti there as well, buys time for Jiu to make his way back, and Faker ain't flashing out.
Looking for Jiu.
Oh, he cancelled it. As of course I think Doran probably would have been able to, and Jiu is well and truly dead yet again.
Maybe if he'd gone...
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Owner taking a lot of damage here. Lehens trying to hold on, but Carrier just knocks Kingen up into the sky. Heroic Charge comes down, and Doran threads the needle as best he can. Was Kingen trying to get something off the back end, but he's not going to be able to do so. Now Lehens is in an awkward spot. Does get a max range dredge line. I don't know whether this will be getting him to safety, and it doesn't. Found another advantage.
Yep.
Okay, Faker and Gideon fighting one another. Here's a Cyclone. As once more, Jiu going to be able to find a really nice spell shield. Faker having to get himself out of the way here. And the flash follow comes through from Gideon.
Oh, the force T want to go start it. This is that new, not even a Baron.
This is how you do it. Well, Lehens is going to spot out what's going on here as Keeper's Verdict gets rid of the monkey, and now there is just nothing that Nongshim can really do. The equalizer comes on through. That is going to be the smite. Locked down. Beautifully done here by T1 as there is the knock up onto Doran. Flash out from Lehens, but the needles are going to follow him. Now Calyx looking for his way forward. Does manage to get the charm onto Calyx here as the Realm Warp trying to get T1 out. Carrier dives forward, wants to just buy some.
Never getting it back.
Well, that is going to be the Cyclone connecting onto Carrier, but the anchor does not land. Second Cyclone is going to be enough to put down the Poppy. As now Calyx going forward will get knocked up by the flag and track, but Gumayushi's in no man's land. He's just dead. And Nongshim getting 2 quick kills. Doran now dashing around here looking for Kingen. Kingen trying to keep him interested so that Jiu can come over and get even more. And now that the Baron has spawned and there are 2 dead on the side of T1, Nongshim are feeling like they have a chance to take it.
Yeah, there are some low health bars, so we'll see if T1 opt to contest this. This 5v3 looks like they're resetting the Gwent. I think they might just go for a steal. It's risky, but Ona is alive.
Yep, Faker seeing what he can do here. Hook is going to connect there as they're looking to distract Ona. The Cataclysm comes on through. Down he goes. And that is going to mean the Baron goes over to Nongshim as well. And I thought giving up that Drake wasn't going to work, but with the pick, oh my God, was it beautiful here from Nongshim.
Yeah, we'll see who gets caught on the exit though. Great charm will stop Faker, but I think Kingen might be...
Look at that pesky ward spotting him out as he's going to try and go for the empowered recall. As Doran will take a bit of damage, but in the meantime, it's just Kingen dead. So Jiu is just being bait right now. As Calyx, he's going to take it. The Chains of Corruption come down. It's a very early Zhonya's as Faker does get hooked, but maybe it's an overextension this time for Lehens. Doran goes in. I don't know about that as the Keeper's Verdict will knock the monkey away. And down goes the Sivir. T1 find their prize. And down goes Nongshim. Gideon just had to watch from the sidelines as he had to vacate via a gigantic hammer. And that is 3,500 kills for Faker.
He finds it now, Realm Warping the minions. Looks like they're going to try for the end of the...
빠르긴 하다, 지금. 끝날 공 풀고, 노공 없어. 풀은 뭐가 피 관리해야 돼, 이거. 노공 이긴 거밖에 모른다. 끝날 것 같은데? 끝날 때? 잘 치면 끝나? 미드 라인만? 할래. 나 데리고 오냐? 데리고 내가 끊을 수 있어. 오케이. 타워. 타워 쳐요, 타워. 타워 쳐, 내가 버리고 타워. 타워. 나와도 되겠다.
Lehens cannot stop it, and there goes the game in the blink of an eye. T1 just say, nah. We win these.
Gotta be a heartbreaker. Doran just reset in his TP back up with items, and he is into a level 4 Senna as a level 6 Ambassador.
And I don't think the champion names really matter. I'm worried about the player names that are in a lane by themselves. Okay. Kingen going to be running away from both. See, like we knew. This was just going to happen, right? Doran's going to flash in. There's a solo kill. Like, what did we tell you?
It was so obvious. I mean, yes, we saw this last game, but also it's a level 6 Ambassador. What do you expect? Yeah, I just, you know...
Oh, Vega could be in a little bit of trouble here as Kingen looking to charge that ulti. Dissonance going to slow him down, though, as the shockwave comes in. Calyx might need to just... Yeah, okay, no, instead doesn't actually elect to use the ultimate, but Faker is now in trouble. The Colossal Smash comes down. Command Protect is going to be there, but another round of spells should be coming.
I feel like they've kind of given him complete control over this top side.
Well, Doran going in against Gio and Lehens. Another public execution, another possibly dead Gio here as he does get the Piercing Darkness, keeps himself alive. The Dawning Shadow as the last turret shot comes in, but there are even more bullets on this map, and the curtains have been called on Gio's life once again. He almost got his revenge, but he just doesn't quite manage to nail it as Calyx not going to be dying just yet either, as Gideon coming on over, gets the flash on in. Heroic entrance, Faker going to get knocked up and probably taken down here as he has no flash and no chance to get... Do you remember when Rengar had his Bone Tooth necklace?
Yeah.
That was my favorite stacking. As Calyx, this is his least favorite moment. Never mind! He's going to turn it around. The Dawning Shadow comes in. Carrier trying to keep Faker alive as the magical journey is unable to be taken. Both teams, meaning that it's a bit of information overload. There is the paranoia, though. And Gio, this time going to be able to move over to his teammates. Devour comes through from Lehens this time, and that will keep him alive. The flash out as Gideon looks for that reset. There is the tongue lash, and down goes the Nocturne. Feats of Warfare alongside it. As, man, that Dustbringer coming out from Gideon was terrifying. Gumayusi going to be able to break those chains, though. Is hit in unison here between our top laners as Gideon finds Carrier, but Owner is lying in wait. There is the combo as Lehens can just gobble up the Viego. Gumayusi coming on over, Dawning Shadow comes in. The shield is there, and this Tahm Kench is so tanky. Down goes the Viego, though. And the Tahm Kench is just on a silver platter, surrounded by T1 members. And that was not the fight Nongshim were looking for that time, as Kingen had teleported in, and now he is likely to just get sent home in a body bag. Not quite able to flash out of the way, but still. Maybe they thought that Galio might sometimes be involved. As Kingen has found Owner, he goes all out actually, as Faker will turn up. Kingen will get shockwaved as well, as now he's just possibly in trouble. But he'll get healed up by the Piercing Darkness. Carrier comes over. There is the Tempered Fate, will connect onto Kingen as he eats a lot of the CC. Redemption going to be doing a fair bit of damage as well, as Owner is sped up by the Dissonance. Man, didn't know that was part of the combo, as they are going to be able to get the stun. There is the public execution as well, and it's Doran that uses that as a way to taxi over to Gio, who will get shielded up. That is Station paying bail money.
Yeah.
Without being able to actually do anything that they really needed to do, you know? As, all right, Paranoia has been popped here as it's another fight. Doran taking a little bit of damage. The Redemption down here for T1 just to try and keep them alive as Kingen is dead. But Nongshim, not quite...
he didn't need to do that.
He did not as well.
Been up for 30 whole seconds, and it's a little bit late for T1, I feel.
Yeah, let's chill. As Shockwave connects onto 2. Otacon down to 50%, teleport in here from Doran. The answering teleport is going to result as Calyx can make his way down. There's the Paranoia. Dawning Shadow doing decent damage, actually, as now the Galio comes in. It's a one-man taunt, but it's onto Gumayusi as they do manage to take the Otacon, and the magical journey brings them all out. Follow that! Do never follow that! Instead, it's a heroic play from Lehens that gets over the wall, and it is going to be Carrier that goes down. Abyssal dive here as Lehens. He's like, man, do I have to do everything myself? And the answer is absolutely, and another public execution there.
They're so low on HP. It feels so frustrating for them to... Oh, no.
Well, Lehens gets a little bit scared, looks to try and dive away. Heroic entrance is going to be there this time, as, my God, he survives for so long. Owner is probably dead here, as he looks for a target to try and taxi his way out of the way of, and there is a flash over. Paranoia on top of the Cassante.
For Doran.
Okay, well, they are probably just gonna kill him as well, as he cannot publicly execute himself out of that one. and Gideon going to be able to lock down the kill. Doran
We'll have to press Q a lot. Oh,
Faker is just going to get ulted on here as Gideon comes over, flashes out of the shockwave. There's the paranoia, and the stun comes in, but down goes Gideon, and Faker, he's just baited them all in. Let's see whether Gio can make this one happen, but he has to sidestep the Tempered Fate. Owner is still chasing. Faker is still alive. The Dawning Shadow's not enough as finally the Galio will be able to secure the kill, but Nongshim have well and truly overextended at this point in time. And how many times does Faker have to do this for people to learn that you should not try to chase this man? That is a cooldown that they do need to be wary of, but the curtains are going to get called here. And down goes this inhibitor turret. There's the shockwave combo. They find it. The bullet's going to ring true as well. Deadly flourish. My God, Gumi, do not give this man the Jhin or the Varus, and they did both in this series.
오케이.
나 마피. 타워 깨지긴 하거든.
타워만 깨면
타워 깨진다.
가보자.
좋다, 좋다. 켄치 이거 되긴 하는데.
하나 됐어.
저. 산테까지, 산테 높여.
나이스.
This team taking down Gen G, going from strength to strength here with a swift 2-0 over Nongshim. Feeling like they're back here in round 3.
I feel like Nongshim had moments in this game, in the last game, where it felt like maybe they'd be able to have an edge, but when it